In Japan, exit polls show a snap election gamble has paid off for Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Polls project Abe's ruling coalition has won a resounding victory. A win will make him Japan's longest-serving prime minister. Abe is aiming for a two-thirds majority needed to make changes to the country's constitution. And for the latest, Joe Labi is in Tokyo. Joe, what do the latest numbers tell us?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you can see behind me, but the LDP candidates' headquarters where we're at now has certainly been filling up in the past half hour or so as news filters through that not only has this gamble paid off for Shinzo Abe, but it may very well have increased his parliamentary majority. Some of the figures that we're seeing from the exit polls right now are putting this coalition at as many as 336 seats out of the 465 parliament, which would be a major increase on what the Prime Minister was holding before calling this snap election. Either way, it's really becoming a question of just by how much has Abe won this election by. But we know right now, just looking at a few of the figures, that it is going to be somewhere either very close to that supermajority, which is two-thirds of Parliament, or above that. What the supermajority means is that he would essentially have a rails run in Parliament to push forward with any legislation he wants. Primarily, the changing of Japan's pacifist constitution, which was an issue that he'd been discussing well before the campaign and one that has really divided the nation. But with these results, we could see that fast-tracked through ahead of the Tokyo Olympics. Also, does confirm the Prime Minister's stance on North Korea, which was hardline. It certainly won him a lot of praise as his popularity was plunging. So that was part of the reason that he called this snap election in the first place. So, as you say, it certainly appears as though the gamble has paid off.
And we are now watching some live pictures from Tokyo where vote counting is underway. As you said, Abe's conservative coalition is on track to win that supermajority. Can you tell us a little bit more about what he will do with all that power? You have mentioned there changes on the country's constitution, including an end to pacifism. What else is going to be on Abe's agenda?
Well, really, this is going to be a lot of the status quo for Japan. Apart from the constitutional reform, there weren't too many hard issues, domestic or international, that were really brought to the forefront of this campaign. We do know that Abe's economic policy, Abenomics, is starting to bear fruit now. Japan's labour market is doing very well. Business sentiment here is incredibly strong. So you've got no doubt that he will be pushing ahead with continued economic reform and, as I said as well, continuing to lobby for harsher sanctions against North Korea. There is, however, as I said, a lot of scepticism over what will happen with revising the constitution here. There are some who don't want to see Japan rebuilding a military, and others are saying that it's time that Japan stood on its own 2 feet. So those are the issues that are going forward. And of course, as we push forward to Tokyo 2020 as well, you'd expect the Prime Minister to be unveiling a raft of policies that will try to continue Japan's economic recovery as well.
All right, we will continue following the story with your help. For now, Joe Labi, live for us in Tokyo. Thank you for that.